Hello, once Kat here, we're playing Biomutant. This is the first playthrough, so I haven't played this game. I don't know the story or anything about it. So this is all the languages. We keep it on English. Subtitles also in English. Let's see. For now we just leave it. Can always change it. Okay, so let's see what the game is about. Let's start, I guess, on medium and then we go further higher if needed.
Encode your DNA.
Let's see. Genetics, choose your breed. Primal is a nimble, developed anthropomorphic breed, a hybrid with a gene mutation making them nimble and dexterous at the cost of a lesser developed intellect. Ubon is the least developed anthropomorphic breed, a hybrid offshoot that compensates the lack of mental prowess with physical strength. Rex is an extraordinary developed anthropomorphic breed and hybrid outcast with an even DNA string, making it apt for both physical and mental challenges. Hilo is a regenerative developed anthropomorphic breed and hybrid with a gene mutation, making them extremely tough and resilient. The fifth breed is renowned for highly evolved mind. Its genius is directed interlinked to the power of ki, which amplifies their sonic output. Murgle is the definition of an idealized breed. Its evolutionary lineage has gone in a direction where form and appearance has dominated over function. Let's choose Murgle, I guess. Attributes. Define your character's starting attributes to see more detailed explanation. Okay.
Define your genetic structure.
Oh. Huh.
Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your first style.
Oh, you can choose. Okay.
Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick your main color. Choose your fur style. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your fur style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a class. Saboteur. Scent Deadeye.
The Deadeye is a tricky, skillful rogue who chosen a life outside law and society values.
Commando.
The commando is trained as an operative of an elite special operation force. Commandos are used to work in smaller teams.
Psy-Freak.
Psy-Freaks are experimenting with sonic powers and mutation. They usually outcast on the fringe of society.
Saboteur.
The saboteurs, cunning, skilled explorer, trained to operate covertly in both suburb and the wilderness.
Sentinel.
Sentinels dedicate themselves to protect a house. Their dedication is for the organization as a whole, including supreme belief and dogma.
Saboteur. Psy-Freak. Commando. Deadeye. Commando. Psy-Freak. Saboteur. Psy-Freak. Saboteur. Sentinel. Deadeye. Saboteur. Saboteur chosen. Good choice. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your ki, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm the dark side of you. Your inner voice, to be precise. An echo of the balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
So glad you realize who you really are. Let's keep to the bright and better path moving on.
You can't contradict yourself like that. You made the right choice to begin with. Why would you change your mind?
Because you can't deny what's deep within your heart. Sometimes a thought is just a thought. In the end, it's the way you act that counts.
But remember, this is just the beginning of the end. Eventually, it'll be my way or the highway.
Right is always right. Guess left can be right sometimes. Stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Tapped hard. emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. As long as you're happy about it. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you.
King!
It's starting to add up. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? Couldn't just be open, eh? Lockety-locked. That's not opening on its own. Not opening for you. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right, but no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Personal. Close encounter. Cut that one in half. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. Sure useful.
Mokbu far kobi.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why.
Bilia Antuf.
He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up.
Bilia Antuf.
He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed.
Kutuvun Poputore.
There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true.
Dolomawawanya.
The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad.
Kozata Ghetto.
The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
Bubuko von Vunvun.
There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of...
Fofo Umbak Bakwa Papamu.
He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back.
Valu Alu Hero.
It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's
Muk Bebuk.
Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree. Asks if you are tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life. You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and... You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's ki energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. The small tree you saw up there where you met will eventually grow into a tree of life and start giving back. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The nono... You handle that net like you've never done anything else. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree. Now that you've seen the nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today. No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders if they let the Predator family live or not. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that the World Eaters arrived. The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse the Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. He wants you to understand that you'll all... Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with... You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. It's a bridge. Just get over it. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive.
Bayu Oshina Toshina Mai.
He's heard the... He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your... Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions. He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
Ah! That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this personal.
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
There's Out of Date again. He must have missed something important.
Kotuvon ko kumrun kono.
Out of Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support.
Kotuvon ko kumrun kono.
The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act.
Kotuvon ko kumrun kono.
Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power. He believes the tribe Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. Out of Date will be waiting for you beneath the tree. Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded. You're absolutely drained. This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone. That's the Myriad tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Points out that the Sifu has a tight schedule, but is willing to let you in and fight.
Sibi? Lapanen aginkan man. Karat na fal hutut mustugai la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. The wall that separates them from the other side? The wasteland you came from? He guesses the time spent there just left a blank space in your memory, as empty and barren.
Erim denken alvese ane?
There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted.
La fanen aginkan man.
The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples.
Erim denken alvese ane?
Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Originally, it consisted of unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain.
Follow matati.
Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. If you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow. You'll unite the tribes and defeat the World Eaters to save the Tree of Life.
Gula man woffe?
He didn't expect that of you. You're the essence of a being born good. He thinks you should reconsider and follow your heart instead of your mind. Otherwise, he'll have no choice but to treat you as a rival.
Kleine verrotna mika.
Relieved you came to your senses and chose what's right. You would have made an enemy.
Karap la wute.
The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident.
Karap la wute.
Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen.
Karap la wute.
You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war. A war that bonds as much as it breaks.
Brewere yonke.
Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the right.
Platz.
Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your kin...
Brita.
Seeing you brings back his memories of the old...
Geled not.
He remembers your kind and unselfish soul and can sense you still have it in you, the will to do good.
All the goose are gonna have echt.
Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong and can sometimes come to life.
Ah, guaremba.
You have things to do, places to go to.
Vale vuela, papa.
Didn't have much else to...
Fayu.
Thinks Myriad and Netra are evenly matched at the
Tabuyu mama. Nobito Rayun.
Thinks if you need Wiz, you should look for the Surge Surf factory.
Ashweg Wanianqua.
Says you'll see.
La zabadiabolo plarike pritjoa.
Amazed you managed to keep on such an even keel while the
Ein ouch alla George.
Says you'll meet again.
Usketro tolio draikvala.
Wants to know if they...
Usketro tolio draikvala.
Offers you extraordinary prices for... Thinks you should practice... Came out on top.
Arukida. Abara kaituban.
Sees your...
Faye Yubu.
Says the shop holds some...
Inga no hao.
Time to turn stuff you don't want into stuff you do. Wonders if you finally picked a side. Night over day.
So he decided to become an ally with the Myriad tribe. And now we have to defeat the order to have them as an ally. So thank you all for watching. Wish you well and see you in the next video.